Hello everyone, welcome back to Emma Bobbins. I am Emma and we're back with another Flosstube! Yay! I can't believe it's number 6. That's crazy. I have very exciting stuff to show you in this video. We're going to be starting with my whips. I have a new start. Yes, I do, and you probably already know what it is. Was editing video that's going up today, so today is Friday the 10th of May, that I realised I should have really filmed a Flosstube instead of uploading that video, but anyway, here we are. And then I've got quite a bit of haul actually to show you, which is really unusual for me. I've got loads of stuff to talk about, and then of course we will round it out with some shout outs because there's some lovely people in the community that I've been watching recently. Got my list on my phone just in case I'm looking away. I had all this prepared and I've obviously not taken it off my cue snap. Let's start off with the whips then. So the Christmas tree advent calendar, yeah, no, it's summer now, sorry, I'm not working on it. That's still, you know, in progress. I should really like try and finish it because it's really not that big of a stitch, but I'm having too much fun with my next whip and my new start to even consider it. Whip number 2, which I will show you, is Dragon Dance of Lake Depths. I will leave all the pattern information linked below. This is by Nadija Gavrilankova, and look how big this is gonna be. I actually need to turn the exposure down a little bit. Hold on. Here's a dragon with a little bit of a close-up, and I've just kind of started trying to reach an edge. I think maybe about down here, then I hit one of the borders, so it's gonna be huge. And I would really like to get this framed because I'm so proud of how it's turned out. It looks freaking incredible. There's a lot of blends in here and they just work perfectly. Oh my goodness. Got the little bubbles there. I'm just trying to do the back stitching as much as I can as I go. But yeah, this is just all the called for DMC. This is 14 count Zweigart in navy. And it is actually just a pleasure to work on, so hence I have had so much progress. Dragon Dance of Lake Depths has been going extremely well. Although I've put it aside the past week or so, it is just a joy to work on, to see all these colours just come together. I actually think I'm going to make a point when I finish this, I'm gonna just go and get it framed because I'm too proud of it to not show it off and to just have it in a frame. The patterns are huge for these dragons, but incredible results. The dragon is very cute. I'm not stitching in hand, I just took it out of the Q-snap frame while I was showing you, and I'll need to go and fix that at some point. That's just getting chucked over there. I wanted to take it out of the Q-snap to show you because she's getting large, like really large. It's gonna end up being probably most of this fabric 3-inch border. It is a circular pattern, so I probably could go for a circular frame. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet. I might even just blend out the edges a little bit just to make it square if I do end up going for a square frame or something, but we shall see. Okay, that's all I've got to show you for my whips because I don't know, like I don't really tend to work on a lot of projects at once. I will just tend to see them through. I kind of pride myself on not giving in to just buying all the stuff and starting all the stuff because I get a lot of satisfaction from starting and finishing projects, so I'm not a serial starter. It kind of works for me because I have far too many other hobbies to like contend with to have my mind on a zillion different projects. I don't know how some of you guys do it, but I admire it and I respect it. It's just not my style. Saying that, I could very easily be swayed into that side of things, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay strong and we're going to just work on what we've got just now before we start anything else. Saying that, I have a new start. You all knew this was coming. I was gonna say a small start. It is not a small start. I have powered on through this because again, this has just been an absolute joy to work on, and it is Gaia The Earth Goddess by Bella Filipina, who I'm stitching with Kat over at Catkin and Lily, Andrew over at the Runner Stitcher, and Leah of Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. So we all started it at the start of May. I'm gonna be honest, I started mine a little bit early because that whole week at work was insane. I knew I wasn't gonna have a lot of time to stitch, and probably that's going to continue for like a good couple of weeks. It's almost like I'm getting large chunks of time. Like normally I would just chip through the week and get like 100 stitches in here, 100 stitches in there, whereas like now I'm so exhausted after work that I just can't focus on anything. I just literally like I'll talk about this later, but we've been finishing off The Good Doctor and I've been playing Demon Souls as well. I can't remember if I'd started it the last time I spoke to you guys. I think I had. But yeah, basically cross-stitching has kind of taken a backseat until I get a good chunk of time at the weekend to actually like really make lots of progress. So I'll show you. Actually, this is a little bit of haul because I didn't have the fabric the last time I spoke to you. That only came, I'm pretty sure it came after. Anyway, if not, I'm working on this beautiful lilac Zweiger Ada as well, 14 count. This is how far I've got. I think Kat and Andrew are both starting at the bottom. I went old school and I went in the middle. She's coming together so well. I'm gonna be honest, the greens, oh wow, there's a lot of green. I think I can manage. Her hand is actually made up of fractionals, and as much as I would love to have started on linen, I just didn't think this was a good project to make that jump into starting on a totally different fabric and then hating it and then probably never working on her again. She's looking so good. Yeah, so her hand, let me just talk you through her hand first. So her hand is made up of fractionals, right? Part of it. And I'm really glad I chose a 14 count fabric for that because it's just bigger to make the fractional stitch instead of struggling on an 18 count where the holes are a lot smaller. Like I can just power on through and get a nice sharp, well, to be honest, my needles are pretty sharp anyway. I don't know, I don't find any issue just stabbing holes in the fabric with my normal cross-stitching needle, so that's what I've been using. I've really been making an effort to keep my stitches as neat as possible on the front. That's the back there. I've just been making a real conscious effort to get it all nice looking at the front. Gaia is my first Bella Filipina. I am going to be doing start to finish on Gaia. Yeah, just to like keep you guys in the loop while I'm stitching it. I really struggled to find fabric because I didn't want anything too much like a hand-dyed fabric because I wanted something quite plain but at the same time that popped a little bit, and I thought maybe like a really pastel green would work for it, but you know, she's got a green dress, so I was like, oh, maybe that won't pop so much. Maybe it would. I actually think Leah is doing it on a green fabric. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen what she's done yet, so I'm really excited to see. But yeah, then I was like, what other colour could I possibly go for? And I'm like, well, she's kind of got like purpley hues like in her dress anyway, so I ended up going for a lilac, and just, again, I couldn't find a fabric on short notice because obviously I left it to the last minute, you know. Like, I think I decided to start this like 4 weeks before we were due to start. I was like, I just want something to start it on. Again, this is my first Bella Filipina, so I've never beaded before. I've never used any threads apart from DMC or whatever's come with the kit. So this called for lots and lots and lots of beads and some specialty Karen Water Lilies threads. I didn't want to overcomplicate things by being like, and I'm going to stitch on linen, which I've never stitched on before and I don't actually know if I like or not, or even weave or whatever. And oh my god, trying to find fabric that doesn't have a really long lead time that's big enough. It's really difficult. I love 18 count, but the Bella Filipina pattern suggests that you use 14 or 16 count or the equivalent in even weave or linen. And I get even weave and linen are easier to do fractional stitches on, but you've got a sharp enough needle, you can punch through the Ada. That's what I'm working with just now. I love working on her. Like the dragon, although the greens are kind of hard, like I think I'm through quite a lot of the greens anyway. She just makes me so happy. Seeing this part here makes me so happy. I think I may go and do some of the back stitching just like I've done with the dragon while I'm like going through. But yeah, like the dragon, I'm addicted to working on it. When it comes time to put it down, I'm like, no, I want to continue working. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go be and do an adult thing. I'm really loving working on her. Would I do another one at this point in time? Probably. Bella Filipinas to kit up are very expensive, so when you have competing hobbies, that's it's hard to budget for everything, so I feel like a Bella Filipina is once in a blue moon. I'm using my project bag that I made just for her so that she's nice and safe. I will be working on her just after I finish filming this video. Right, onto the haul. I have a lot to show you. I have this box just full of stuff because I knew I was going to be filming a Flosstube at some point. Where to start? Actually, the start doesn't come from the box. It comes from, you know, I really like the dragon. I caved and I bought another pattern. So she is this one here. She's the Dragon of Magic by Nadija Gavrilankova. Just because I've been loving working on Dance of Like Depths, I couldn't resist. They were on like half price. It's a slightly smaller pattern, but I just love all the pinks and purples in it, and it's gonna look so good. I would love to stitch it on like not like an aubergine, like darker than an aubergine, like a really dark purple. I think that would look incredible. Normally I don't buy patterns unless I intend on stitching on them soon. But the thing is, right, when I look at my markup RXP for Gaia, I was going to finish that in July if I continue at the pace that I am, which obviously I still got back stitching. I've got to learn how to bead as well. Like, I don't really know how that's going to go. But even then, I will probably finish her by the end of the year. And the dragon, maybe I might finish it by the end of the year. So like, I'm just preparing myself for maybe next year of stuff that I can actually just get started with. I'd love to do a Halloween pattern this year, and I think I know what I want to do. And I would also like to maybe start stitching on some smaller patterns as well, just to like break up a little bit, but not to take away from my big projects, like just a small one that I could maybe keep by my side when I'm working, or like so that I can pick it up at a lunch break or something like that. A little tiny project just for that, you know? So that was what I bought from Etsy. I'll leave everything I mentioned linked below as much as I can find them. Another thing that I bought that was also on offer was the Stitchly app. That basically allows you on iPad, I'm not sure if it's on any other platform, I don't really know that much about it. So basically it allows you to make your own patterns, which is really cool. I might make some patterns in the future, nothing promising, but I did try out because, again, we'll talk about this later, I kind of drafted up a little pattern for basically the release of Fallout. I really had so much fun watching Fallout, but I made this little Vault Boy for the strength bobblehead. I really liked how it came out, although I'm probably on the edge of like, could I actually sell this or put this out into the world for people to stitch? Like the copyright thing, like all around it is, oh my god, copyright is such a great area, it's ridiculous. Like it is their property, you know what I mean? But the lines are so blurred and it's not clear what is encouraged fan art and what is not, so it's like I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I loved making him. It was so fun. It was just, you know, like an hour it took me just sitting in bed drawing away basically. It's a really good app. I think it was £30, which is a little bit more than I would spend on an app, but it is a lifetime purchase, so kind of thinking yeah, I would maybe like to draft up some things in the future anyway. If I have that ability and it's only going to cost me 30 quid now, then, you know, I think it's normally like 60 or 70, so I'm sure I've looked at it before and I was like, hell to the no, I'm not paying that much for it. It is actually really good and really worthwhile. It depends what you're into. I think it's worthwhile. So as you know, probably if you've watched one of my earlier videos, where I live in Glasgow in Scotland, we are very unlucky because we do not have many, if any, local needle shops, LNSs, needle shops? Needle workshops. A lot of ours are like big stores, Hobbycraft, or yeah, basically Hobbycraft. We have like one big chain that would maybe have what you're looking for. They have the basics, DMC galore, the standard colours. If you're looking for anything fancy, don't count on it being there. We went down to Girvan. I put it on the map where it is in relation to us. How long did it take us to get there? Like an hour and a half? Something like that. Basically down on the southwest of Scotland. It is absolutely gorgeous down there. If you're ever looking for a holiday in the summer, it is absolutely beautiful. So we went down there just for a little day out. It's not really a seaside town. It's down where, what the hell is it called? Turnberry, the golf course that Trump owns. It's down like those ways and it is stunning. We had such a lovely day. We walked out onto the lighthouse. They have a lighthouse there. We walked out to that. We walked down the promenade, and then by that time it was lunchtime. We went and got a chippy, just sat by the dock, the marina, and just ate. And then we decided to take a little stroll up the high street. I've been looking for like a small like card/coin purse for a really long time. So look how cute. Just got this from like a little local shop, and it's got a little bit up here just for your coinage and some notes if that's your jam. And then we kept walking down the street. They had a craft shop. I was like, no way. It's called Witchcraft. I will leave it linked again below if you want to go and check it out. They had DMC fabric. They had DMC everything. They had Mill Hill beads, they had, what else did they have? They had Madeira. I literally went in there and I said to Troy, is this what it's like to be an American? Because this is ridiculously unfair that you can just walk into a shop and they have stuff. I need to like earn enough money to just open up my own shop, my little craft shop, and like take one for the team. Anyway, what did I pick up? So I picked up just a little couple of bits and bobs. I bought a bobbin box for my sewing machine bobbins, which were a third of the price that they are at Hobbycraft, so that was a huge win. I also bought this 14 count Ada. This is a DMC Charles Craft one. This was only £5.80 and it is 15 by 18 inches, so this would have been the exact colour that I was looking for Gaia when I was thinking like a green. I have no idea what I'm gonna stitch on this, but here we go. I'm creating a stash for myself that I promised myself I wouldn't. And then I also bought my very first even weave. Again, this is, it's kind of like a grey, greeny, bluey. It's quite grey. So this is a 25 count even weave. Again, DMC Charles Craft, and £5.80 as well. And it's 15 by 18 inches. They had like 3 stands of DMC, all the regular colours, and then, I don't know, it was slightly thicker strands of DMC. I don't know what you would use it for. Maybe it's like crochet or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm new to this, okay? They had a whole stand full of that. They had a whole stand of variegated threads. I've never used variegated threads. I don't really know what I was looking for. I just picked up a couple that I thought looked really nice colours. I'll start with this one. This one's got this is a gold label. I don't know the difference between all these variegations. Red and pinky coloured one that is 107. God knows what it is. I liked it. It was pretty. And then the slightly different label 4215, which is a beautiful bluey purpley colour. Very nice. And then in the same range 4040, which is a nice like minty green. Weird, my camera just stopped because I've been talking for more than half an hour. I got that at Witchcraft and Girvan. Would highly recommend. I think that I would most certainly take another trip down there if I needed anything. Not urgently. Actually, how much were those? The 107 was £1.45 and the colour variations were 1.40 each. £1.40 each. We went into the information centre, like the tourist thing, and oh, look, I like maps, okay? Southwest Coastal 300. If you ever want to come to Scotland, or even if you live here, maybe you live here, look at this map. Wow, there's so much stuff to do down that kind of area, and it's also where you get the ferry to Ireland if you are interested in that. There's so much to do. There's so many castles and ruins and stuff like that down there as well. This is kind of like a knockoff of the NC 500, which we have done. When did we do that? 2020 we done that because we camped pretty much the whole time. Pretty much? No. Okay, about half the time. We're not big like campers, but we done it for that trip and we loved it. It was such a great way to see the country. If you ever want to come to Scotland and do the Southwest Coastal 300, because it won't be as busy, I will guarantee you that. Yeah, go check it out. Just the QR code, so thank you. If you do want to have a little look-see. Now, for Gaia, maybe this was a little bit naive of me, right? I didn't see the point in ordering all my beads and all the metallics and all the specialty threads when I actually have quite a lot of stitching to just get on with the normal DMC colours. So I didn't buy anything. It was when I had started stitching on it, but I wasn't that far in, I kind of thought to myself, it would be really helpful if I had the metallics so that I could just stitch them because there is quite a lot of it. Because I can't freaking count, I really rely on being able to see where the blocks of colour are that I've already stitched to make like a count in relation to where I've already stitched. So if it's like a really big area that I haven't stitched, I miscount. That's where I miscount. I mean, I miscount anyway, but that's where I'm gonna make more mistakes. I know that for a fact. Then I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw that Chronic were closing down their facility and it was on the east coast of the States. I can't remember exactly where it was. They were closing it down and they were moving to California and that they wouldn't be doing any more manufacturing for about 6 weeks. And I was like, everything's gonna go out of stock, isn't it? And I'm gonna be like wanting these things and I'm not gonna be able to get them. I'm gonna go into that a whole lot more on the start to finish video whenever that comes. Basically, I couldn't find everything I needed at one place. I have a little tiny order. I placed majority of my order at 123stitch.com. I've never used them before, but I am certain it will never be the last time that I use them because the cost of things is so much cheaper, quite substantially so. I think if I kitted it up, like just the beads, specialty threads and most of the metallics, I only have one. That would have cost me in the UK, I had to get it from 2 separate places because again, they didn't have everything in one. That would have cost me £80. And 123 Stitch I got for 40, just over £40, plus my additions, maybe about £50 in total. That's quite a saving when you're buying quite a lot of stuff. 2, the $4.99 shipping, wow, it's good value for money. It actually came within like 10 days, and I was kind of worried about having to pay duty and anything else when it came into the country. Don't quote me on this. I think if it's under like £140 value, you don't have to pay duty on it. I was a little bit nervous that I would have to pay something else on top of it, but I didn't. And the range, oh my goodness, you guys in the States have no idea how lucky you are, because the range of stuff is incredible. Like literally everything your little stitchy heart could need, you will probably find on there. I want to go back to America so bad, because I didn't get into cross stitching until like 2021. I had no idea about Joann's. I just really want to go. I really want to go. Anyway, that brings me on to, I couldn't get everything at 123stitch.com, but I managed to get the rest at Lakeside Needlecrafts. So this is my tiny Lakeside Needlecrafts order. So I needed the number 4 Chronic braid in the shade 3270. I need 2 of those, got 2. And then also they did have these on 123 Stitch, but I think because they're a blade, they wouldn't ship them to me. These are just some little DMC beading needles. I have no idea what I need for beading. I was like, I'll just pick them up and then we'll see how we go. I don't even know how to bead. I don't know what way it's supposed to go or anything like that yet. That's fun to come down the line. And literally any time I place an order for cross stitch stuff, and it's quite a substantial amount of items, it'll be like 20 items, and it comes in the smallest little bag you could ever imagine, I get really disappointed. This is my 123 Stitch order. I have been seeing, although I know nothing about beading, apparently these little tacky mats are pretty good for keeping your beads not flying everywhere. Doing my order, I was like, yeah, well, let's have one of those then, let's go for it. I see a lot of people put them in tins, but I don't have a tin. That's Futurama's problem. I literally just opened the package yesterday. I haven't actually opened this bag, so we have, wow, is that what it looks like? Okay. This is so exciting. I got 2 of the espresso Karen water lilies, hand dyed thread, I think. I'm not an expert on these. This is my first hand dyed. Our dyes are colour fast. Be sure to test reds and dark colours. Okay, so pretty. I'm sure all of you already know what all these look like, but I don't. I also got another 2 Chronic colours. Got 3215 and the number 4, and I think they're different. Hold on, let me just show you this one. So this is 150V and the number 8. I didn't realize that Chronics came in different diameters. Is that the right word? Basically the number 4 is very fine and the number 8 isn't very fine, it's something else. I didn't know that, so this will be very interesting to see how I work with different metallics, because I raved about them when I was working on my mermaid, so I'm like, ooh, do I need to take this back now? So many beads and they're so pretty. And you know what, I saw this through the packet last night and I was like to Troy, the Mill Hill beads are made in Japan. And he's like, oh god. And I was like, so when we go to Japan, whenever we do get there, guess where I'm going to be going? Stationery shops and fabric shops. And he's like, oh no. And he's like, you're not allowed. And I'm like, well, do you know what? I don't care for your opinion. I will be going. Beads wise then, we've got 3 pack of these 02016. They're like a little minty green flavour. I haven't decided yet. I don't know whether to bead with invisible thread or to use similar colour thread to my fabric or similar colour thread to my beads. So let me know if you are an expert on beading, or even if you've actually just beaded before, because then you're more professional than I am. What would you recommend? Because I don't know yet. Then we've got 02036, which is this nice orangey colour. 02078, nice purple. Kind of purpley pink actually. They're really nice. I really hope I've ordered the right, oh wow. This one's really cool because it's got an opening here, so you just tear open the opening so they don't spill everywhere. These are the size 6 glass beads. And they're like a real aubergine colour. I really hope I've ordered the right ones because these are significantly bigger than the other seed beads that I've got. And we've got 02031, nice green, like a bright line. I really like these ones, 02045. They're like orange, but they have oily, you know, like the oil slick, like the purpley greeny colour. 03031. Wow, these ones would be really good for like a Halloween pattern or something. We've got 03059. These look green on the outside and pink on the inside. 62012. Which is a beautiful, like a raspberry-ish kind of colour. They're all different. So you got seed beads, frosted glass, and then, what was the other ones? Glass beads? Something like that. Oh, this is my first time, don't shout at me. 65270 is the last one, so a nice green. Yeah, I really feel like I need some sort of storage solution for those beads because I have visions of one, them going everywhere, and two, Melody upturning the tray and scattering them everywhere, and then going to either proceed to play with them and or eat them. I think I need a storage solution. I didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't want to go buy something that it wasn't really like fit for purpose. I think I might go to B&M. They have like little hobby trays or ones that you put like screws and stuff in. Maybe something like that for them. I do have one other piece of haul, but it's not here because it was a slightly longer lead time from 123 Stitch, and it is another pattern. It's very exciting. Like, I thought Gaia might have been like a step up. This is a step up on a step up. Apologies if I get the pronunciation wrong. I'm not quite sure on how you say it. A chatelaine. I went for the Hawaii garden mandala, and see, since I started cross stitching, there's a couple that live in my ultimate wish list, and that was one of the first ones on it, and they had a sale on, and the pattern was $35-40 or something like that, and it was on sale for $27. The only thing is, when I placed my 123 Stitch order, I put it to a credit card that is now expired. They managed to ship it before my card expired, like the first part, but I don't know if I'm going to get this pattern or not because, yeah, my credit card's gonna bounce. I'm so excited to see it. I have joined the Chatelaine Facebook group. There's some really talented people on there. Like, I might get a little bit controversial. I don't like Facebook groups. Hold on, let me change this battery. Finally found a battery that actually has charge on it. Well, I don't really like Facebook anyway, right? But there's some groups on there that they don't exist elsewhere. Yeah, this is a really controversial opinion. I think Facebook groups can be very cliquey. They can be very not open to criticism, which really pisses me off, to be honest. So usually I just steer clear of any of them. I'm not in many. I think I'm in like 2 or 3, 4 cross stitch. The worst offender is the HAED group. I'm on there for research purposes. It's just a weird place. I don't feel it's like my place. I don't contribute anything, and I'm only literally there for a little bit of research on a video that I would like to do in the future. Which also leads me to the controversial opinion. I don't think HAEDs look very nice. There, I said it. I don't think most of them look great and could be charted far better. Not all of them, just some of them. Actually, it's probably most of them. This is why I'm in that group, because I would like to do a little bit of research before I actually come out and say this is crap, you know. It's just my opinion at this point in time. I thought I wanted to do a HAED, but upon reflection, I really don't want to do. Like, especially when there's designers out there that really put their heart and souls into these things, and it doesn't feel like HAED do. Enough on that subject anyway. Moving on to more light and fluffy. That's all the cross stitch stuff really, apart from my shoutouts. So I'll do shoutouts and then I'll just talk about a whole lot of crap and then we will be done. Shoutouts this week. Obviously I mentioned my stitching friends for Gaia. So Andrew at the Runner Stitcher, he's obviously working on Gaia, and he's also doing Mirabilia May as well. Oh my gosh, Andrew, how do you keep up? I don't know. There's also Katkin and Lily. So Kat is working on Gaia 2, and again she's got a whole lot of projects, like I can't keep up. And then Leah at Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. Leah's just a hoot and she isn't afraid to speak her mind, and I think it gets lost a lot nowadays on social media. And 2 other people actually, Wicked Cat Stitch, she put me onto Raven Stitchcraft, and now I want to stitch everything from Raven Stitchcraft, so thanks Kat. So she's into like really gothic looking patterns and it's very cool. I love it. And then we also have new to me Stitchy Run is working on a horror movie stitch along, and it looks incredible. Like, they've got so many projects that will look incredible. It's a cross stitch bit over. If you want to stick along, I'm going to talk about a whole lot of crap that I also like to talk about. What have I been reading, watching, gaming, listening to? I think that about sums it all up. We need to talk about Fallout. Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime. They have captured the world. Chef's kiss. Perfect. And they've already announced that this is season 2, so from the show, no matter how successful it would have been. It would have had to have done so bad for them to be like, okay, season 2 is not happening. I think they would have done it anyway. It is incredible. Even if you're not into the Fallout franchise, I would highly recommend. It's such a dark, twisted humor universe. It's so good, and it's only 10 episodes, so like it's not really that much that you have to watch. The thing that I hate with TV shows, right, is when it's not finished. I want to watch it through from start to end and then that's it, be done. There's a few things I make exceptions for, but as a general rule, like I can't keep up with episodic weekly releases or anything like that. Nope. The half season, what do you call that when they take like a break in the middle of the season? I can't remember. Hate that. Not coming back. Sorry, I'll wait till the end to watch it all. It's just how I prefer to consume the media. On that, Alex Rider season 3 has been released on Amazon Prime, and we watched a couple of episodes of it. They weren't all released, so we've stopped. So that we've got a lot to catch up on at some point. And then also on TV, like I mentioned, The Good Doctor, we are closing in on a finish. I think the last episode is out at the end of this month. It kind of feels done to me. Season 7 wasn't really needed. They could have probably wrapped it all up in season 6 and just made it a nice little pretty package. They probably didn't know that at the time when they were wrapping season 6, so we've got 10 episodes of season 7 to go. It's just done for me. Like, it was enjoyable while it lasted. I think with medical dramas, they just like run their course and that's it. In terms of reading, I have been reading Infinite by Brian Freeman, which is very interesting. I think I either got it off Prime Reading or it was a freebie on the Amazon First Reads. Basically, it's about a guy who jumps timelines, so it's a little bit like there's all these different branching paths and you are living on your path, but there's all these different versions of you living on all these other different branches, like where your life could have went different. It's been really interesting actually. I'm quite enjoying it, although it's something that I'm picking up, blasting through like quite a good few chapters, and I'll put it down for like a week and not go back to it. It's just I'm really struggling to juggle working and stitching and gaming and TV and reading at the same time. It's just impossible to keep all my focus. So yeah, I would recommend that if you're into kind of like sci-fi, maybe thrillery kind of stuff. You'll probably enjoy it. And then I'm also listening to the audiobook version of The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I don't even know what the series is called. Basically, you've got A Court of Thorns and Roses is like the one series that I kind of enjoyed the first book of, but yeah, I need to get to the second book. Apparently it gets a lot better. A Fourth Wing has hooked me so much more than the first ACOTAR book has done. I think because there's a lot more action just like off the bat sort of thing. I'm currently listening to that, although I'm really weird. I have to listen to something while I'm working usually. So it's either music or just something on the background that I'm not particularly paying attention to. If it's gaming playthroughs or something like that, we usually just have something on the background. But it can't be an audiobook or a podcast. I feel like audiobooks and podcasts I really want to listen to. My brain just gets like too confused. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, and it's not like I can just zone out and zone back in like I can do with other things. It's taking me longer to get through because really the only time I got to listen to an audiobook is when I go out for a walk or when I'm driving or when I'm cooking, which is like I don't do a lot of that in a week, maybe like a couple of hours tops that I'm getting past it. I don't know if the library will let me lend it out for that long, so I might have to just pick up a copy of the book and just read it. And then for gaming, I'm so hyped for Elden Ring, but I haven't gone into my playthrough yet, and I should really because DLC launches next month. In the meantime, to keep me in the Souls mood, I've been playing Demon Souls, and it's hard. I'm just a little Elden Ring baby. It's painfully difficult, but I am loving it. It's nice to see kind of like where the franchise came from. Just used to like having all these things like available to me, so I'm finding it a little bit more challenging than I did with Elden Ring. It's 3:30 and I need a cup of tea. Maybe that should be my catch line. Now I need to go pack all this stuff up that I've just made an absolute mess of. Anyone that records any type of video knows that the mess that you make while you're filming is just ridiculous. Like, you go in so neat and organized, and by the time you finish it looks like a bomb's just went off and everything is everywhere. Flosstube sucks. I can't believe it's been like 6 months that I've been doing these. And we're like at 150 subscribers. Like I expected no one to watch me. It's just been nice like being part of a community that is actually really welcoming and really open, and you know, you're so open to like teaching your techniques and like you don't judge or anything like that. It's amazing. So thank you so much for being here. If you've got this far, tell me what projects you're working on because I would like to be really nosy. And if you've got like an Instagram or something, come tell me so that I can go and stalk your progress and stuff like that. I love seeing progress pictures. They're so cool. Thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! Bye! I did ask if Melody wanted to come and join for the video, but she said no, I'm very tired. She was at the vet today. Didn't you? Yeah. Oh. You're sleeping. She's all good. She was just there for a checkup. Didn't you? You can say bye? Say bye. Bye. I should have really got these all out before I started this. I have some very, very exciting things to show you this week, month, year, century? I don't know. I have some, I'm not going to say my only book, bloop, 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 bloop. I get a lot of my pleasure. No. Focus, focus, thank you. What the fuck? What the fuck? That battery's dead too. Oh, jeez. That's it for today. So thank you very much for your time. And oh, I went into work mode there.